Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys some major news because we have brand new spoilers courtesy of Abdul for Boruto Chapter 78, and that moment that we have been waiting for 7 years now. The moment where Boruto finally gets his scar has officially happened in the Boruto timeline now, and when you look at the significance behind why he got the scar and how all the foreshadowing is already set there and how this moment actually directly ties into the first arc of Boruto's manga. This was really good, but this isn't the only thing that's happening in these spoilers. We also got Momoshiki pulling a complete boss move on Boruto, and we also got Sarada pulling up to try and fight Kawaki in this chapter itself. Like always, because we have incomplete spoilers, I'm only going to be talking about the stuff that really stands out, that really grabbed my attention. Then when we get full context, I'll make a full in-depth spoiler video, or I'll save the rest of the information for the Boruto manga chapter review where I can read more of the stuff and get more context. So let's just back things up a little bit and let's get into the information that we do have. First and foremost, I gotta say I absolutely love the cover for this because we got Naruto on the cover, and the way that Naruto has its outfit, this is my favorite design for Hokage Naruto. I want to see this animated. Naruto's got on blue pants, he's got on the blue flames on his Hokage cloak, the blue kanji, he's got the blue stripes over the black outfit. That's the best design for Naruto. You can't tell me otherwise. Granted, I am biased because that is my favorite shade of blue, but I absolutely love that. And like the blue colors for Boruto's name in the background, beautiful. Love the cover. Now, the other thing on this too, though, is that the spoilers open up where you got Himawari arriving at the scene, and she's finding out firsthand that Naruto and Hinata have been sealed away. The sensory unit team is communicating everything, and Ada just lets the cat all the way out the bag here when Shikamaru is asking her to confirm what happened. And Ada's like, yep, you know, based off of what I seen, Kawaki pulled up into your house. He sealed away your mom and your dad. Oh, and by the way, it looks like he's gonna try and kill Boruto again. And lo and behold, that moment that we as a community knew was happening has finally happened here, because the moment that she says it looks like he's trying to kill Boruto again, Sarada's like, wait a second, what do you mean again? But Boruto ain't hearing none of that. Boruto takes all the way off running after Kawaki, which leads to Sarada running after Boruto because she doesn't want Boruto in danger. And we get this moment where Boruto just immediately finds Kawaki, and the way that this man comes in with the complete superhero energy, I absolutely love that scene right there where Boruto's lunging forward and he tries to get his hands on Kawaki. Kawaki ends up appearing in another area on that battlefield on top of the Hokage monument. You got the central business district in the background with all the buildings and etc. So some random Konoha citizen is watching Kawaki drop these chakra cubes and chakra rods all over the place. I absolutely love that right there. Kawaki's dropping chakra cube onto Boruto, trying to get the upper hand on him. Kawaki's going straight for blood here, and that's where we get to the moment where Sarada has seen enough, and Sarada is the one that lunges forward, and she's got her kunai. She's trying to protect Boruto from Kawaki, and what I like about this is that the moment that Sarada tries doing this, Boruto directly tells her, you need to back off because Kawaki will not hesitate to kill you. So Boruto has reached the conclusion that I've been saying for the last month that people have been fighting me on, which is that Kawaki won't stop at just sealing Naruto. He will kill whoever he views to be a problem because he is so ingrained in his head thinking that he has to go this far. Well, what ends up happening is that Sarada gets there and she's got the kunai drawn, and once again we see that she doesn't have her Sharingan cut on. And I'm gonna tell you straight away, I'm very annoyed by that, simply for the fact that Sarada knows, and she just heard Boruto say, this guy's gonna try and kill you if you get in the way. She's watched the battle unfold from a distance. She knows that Kawaki's serious. The Sharingan Eye Insight allows you to see the chakra rods. It allows you to see Kawaki if he's shrank down. It allows you to predict Kawaki's movements, though Kawaki's going to be moving too fast for her to be able to see. But it's one of those things where she has other tools at her disposal that could be of use here, but Sarada doesn't have the eye on, and Kawaki takes full advantage of that. He ends up swinging to try and cut Sarada's head off, and Boruto realizes this, jumps in the way, and that's when Boruto, he doesn't just get the scar running across his eye, it actually ends up damaging his eye in general. And what I like about this is that we definitely see Boruto in some real pain. I can't show the panel simply for the fact that like YouTube has this insane policy on blood that will get my video age restricted, so I can't actually show that. That's one of the things that I've got to talk to my partner manager about in order to try and find a way around that, because for certain scenes like this, you kind of have to show it. Now, the next thing that we end up getting here is that, you know, Kawaki's like, I'm gonna finish the job, but everybody from Konoha, including Sasuke, pulls up. Sasuke's got the sword all the way at Kawaki's neck. Mitsuki is very smartly using the body modification jutsu to wrap his hand around Kawaki's arm, and then he's also covering up the karma seal to avoid him from being able to absorb jutsu, which that is like the biggest brain move anybody who's fought against somebody with karma has actually done. Nobody's thought, why don't I just cover up the karma seal? So score one for Mitsuki. However, the big reveal in all this is that Momoshiki has taken over Boruto's body, and what we see here is that it's the version of Boruto that is using that true essence of karma, what people call Borishiki stage 2 or karma stage 2, only he doesn't have the full horn that's been sprouted. But this is something that I've been saying for the last couple of months, ever since Momoshiki was telling Boruto, I'm gonna take over your body and this time's gonna be different. Well, the way that this is different is that Momoshiki has hijacked Boruto's body when Boruto has a full tank of chakra. All those other times, it's when he's already used some chakra exhausting jutsu and fought for an extended period. He had a dust up with Kawaki in this chapter. Right now, Momoshiki has Boruto basically at full power, and Momoshiki tells him like, yeah, your eye, you've lost, boy. The blue eye is gone. This is just the beginning. You're about to start losing everything in the blink of an eye. Everything has already started and there's no stopping the flow of time anymore, which, because that panel is on there right when Boruto's shown covering up that scar over his eye, we can definitely look at this and say it might not have been Momoshiki freezing time per se. It might have been Boruto's eye that was freezing time all those times that Boruto and Momoshiki were communicating. This is good. And this actually makes sense because Ishiki, when his spirit appeared in front of Code, he didn't stop time. Ada was able to see that whole conversation. She was not able to see any of the conversations with Boruto and Momoshiki. Now, I'm going to make a separate video breaking down, like people saying, why was Momoshiki helping Kawaki? How is Momoshiki taking over? I'll make separate videos explaining that. That's pretty simple. I want to get that taken care of because I've already seen people saying that this is a plot hole. I've seen a bunch of comments on Twitter with people screaming plot hole on this, so I want to try and get out ahead of this. So I'll be talking about that in the next couple of days before we get the chapter itself. But this is a great escalation. This is a really great escalation. Again, this isn't the full chapter. There's still some stuff that is missing from this, though. We got a pretty decent chunk of the chapter itself. We're finally seeing what I've been saying for the last 2 years. So I said like, hey, right now the manga's in setup mode. Just be patient for a bit. We're getting all the framework put in place, very similar to the Search of Tsunade arc, and once all this stuff is put in place, you're going to have the foot on the gas for a pretty decent amount of time, and then the foot's going to come off the gas and go back into setup. But you're going to get the framework for the next few arcs of the manga, and that's exactly what's happened here. Everything from chapter 55 all the way up until chapter 75, those 20 chapters, while there were some fights mixed in here or there, like Team 7 versus Kawaki, Code versus Damon, Boruto and Kawaki versus Code, Code versus Kawaki, Boruto versus Kawaki, while there were some small skirmishes here or there, we're finally getting into some of the meat here, and we've seen that Kawaki has flipped the switch all the way. So this is good. This is good. Like I said, the setup is what allowed us to get to this point. We're gonna have our foot on the gas for a little bit here. The foot's really been on the gas since chapter 75 here. I think we're gonna be good for a little while here because there's room for conflict to start breathing in this situation here with Kawaki, man. Boruto getting that scar, that's the main thing. Now, I want to close out by saying this. The significance in Boruto getting his scar at this very moment is absolutely brilliant because Boruto got that scar in his eye at the very same place at the end of the first arc in the manga where he tells Sarada that I'm going to protect you. When you become the Hokage, I'm going to protect you, and up until that point where you become Hokage, I'm going to support you to make sure that happens. Look at what happens here. Sarada in this chapter is like, yeah, I'm going to be Hokage one day. I can't be Hokage if I can't protect you. And Boruto is actually living up to his promise with Sarada to ensure that she is able to live long enough to become the Hokage, and Boruto ended up losing an eye. It's very poetic because just as Boruto ended up taking an eye from Sasuke, Boruto ended up losing an eye while protecting Sarada. This was good. This was good. While Boruto's eye isn't completely destroyed per se, there was some damage done to it. And you can even harken back to Boruto ended up protecting Sarada and getting the scar over his eye, the same way that Kakashi ended up getting the scar over his eye when he was protecting Nobito. So this was a good chapter, man. So as always, as we get more complete information, I will probably come back and do an update video. The chapter does come out on the 20th, so make sure to keep notifications turned on because I will have the chapter review up on Monday when the chapter is out officially. My question to you guys is, how do you guys feel about this continued escalation with Kawaki? And how do you feel about how Boruto finally got his scar? While you think that over, click here to watch my Chainsaw Man chapter 120 review, or click here for this Naruto Explained video.